Part 2, Struggling with the Unknown. Chapter 4, Petroglyphs and Tension. By dawn, the storm had passed, leaving the Antarctic expanse eerily silent. The ice stretched in every direction, pristine and glistening beneath the pale sunlight, as if the storm had never raged at all. Aria exhaled, her breath misting in the freezing air. The night had been long, restless, filled with half-formed thoughts about the Viriat and their mission. But now, with the sky clearing, their objective was finally within reach. A series of towering ice cliffs rumored to hold ancient petroglyphs, markings that could change everything they thought they knew. She set off first, her pace brisk despite the biting cold. Excitement burned in her veins, pushing back the exhaustion that threatened to slow her down. Behind her, Kael moved with practiced efficiency, his sharp gaze constantly scanning the terrain for potential threats. As they neared the cliffs, Aria's breath hitched. The carvings weren't just faint etchings in the ice. They were vast, spanning the frozen walls, with a precision that defied both time and nature. Strange figures stood tall in the ice, their elongated forms woven into intricate spirals of unknown symbols, patterns that pulsed with meaning, though their full significance remained just out of reach. Some depicted towering structures, arcs of energy radiating from their cores. Others showed celestial bodies, planets, stars, constellations, interwoven with lines that suggested something far beyond simple observation. Her fingers, gloved against the frigid air, traced the edges of one of the larger glyphs. "This is it," she whispered, awe lacing her voice. "This is the Viriat." Kael stepped beside her, his dark eyes scanning the carvings with cautious curiosity. "What do they mean?" Aria exhaled slowly, forcing herself to focus. "It's a story," she murmured, piecing together the fragmented meanings. The Viriat weren't just an ancient civilization. They were architects. They built something massive. Kael's gaze sharpened. Built what? A containment field, she speculated, stepping closer. Or, no, something bigger. An energy dome. She turned toward Kael, the realization sending a jolt of adrenaline through her. If these carvings are accurate, it wasn't just for protection. It was transformative. It could shape the environment, control the climate, maybe even manipulate time. Kael's expression darkened, his fingers tightening around the strap of his rifle. "Sounds like a weapon." Aria hesitated, her excitement tempered by his words. "It could be," she admitted, "but it could also be a tool, a way to preserve life, not destroy it." Kael remained silent for a moment, studying her. Then, quietly, he said, "Power like that never stays in the right hands." The weight of his words settled between them, heavy and undeniable. A sudden crack splintered the air. Kael reacted instantly, yanking Aria back just as a slab of ice fractured beneath her boot. She stumbled, her heart lurching, but Kael's grip was firm, pulling her away from the unstable edge. "Careful," he muttered, his voice low, steady. "This isn't a museum." Aria let out a breathless laugh, the adrenaline still coursing through her veins. "Worried about me, Kael?" Kael's expression remained unreadable as he released her arm. "Just doing my job." She smirked. "Your job is to be a one-man army, is it?" Kael raised an eyebrow. "And yours is to be a walking encyclopedia. Guess we both have our strengths." Their banter was light, but beneath it, something unspoken simmered. An awareness, a growing understanding neither of them fully acknowledged. They pressed on, documenting the petroglyphs as best they could in the dwindling light. As Aria moved to capture another set of symbols with her camera, she lost her footing on an unseen patch of ice. Before she could hit the ground, Kael caught her, his hands gripping her arms. "You're not exactly graceful, are you?" he teased, his touch lingering just a fraction longer than necessary. Aria laughed, her breath hitching slightly. "Says the man who probably wrestles polar bears for fun." Kael's lips curved in the faintest hint of a smile. "Only on weekends." Their laughter echoed through the frozen cliffs, a fleeting moment of warmth against the bitter cold. But as the day wore on, the weight of their discovery settled over them. These petroglyphs weren't just remnants of an ancient civilization. They were a warning, a blueprint, a glimpse into something far beyond their understanding. As the team prepared to head back to camp, Aria found herself glancing at Kael more often than she cared to admit. His quiet protectiveness, his sharp instincts, the way he always seemed to anticipate danger before it struck. It was all starting to feel grounding. For his part, Kael seemed to be letting his guard down, if only slightly. His usual stoicism remained intact, but there was something in his gaze when he looked at Aria, something softer, something unspoken. As they trudged through the icy winds, the Viriat's secrets hung over them like a shadow. The unknown stretched before them, thrilling and terrifying all at once. And in the midst of it all, the tension between them remained, a force as inevitable as the cold, impossible to ignore.